What's up guys, my name is Phil. Welcome to Miranda Detailing. Today's a special video. I have a special guest from Koch Chemie, Jason Miller. We're going to chat about a bunch of the different products, focus on 4 shampoos, but this video is going to be geared towards my fellow mobile detailers. Stay tuned, there's a ton of information in this one. Guys, if you're enjoying videos like this, and I hope you are, consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss stuff. And throughout the video, if you're interested in any of the products or the tools, links will be down below. All right, so we have Jason Miller here. We have our table set up, and we're going to chat a little bit. I'm going to introduce Jason to you if you don't already know him, and then talk about some of the products that we have laid out on the table. All right, guys, so we have Jason Miller here from Koch Chemie. I'm going to introduce you to him, and we're going to talk about these shampoos. So Jason, I know you're with Koch Chemie. I met you, I believe, well, almost a year ago when we actually met at that event, and then we did the detailing workshop in Pennsylvania together, which was awesome. Yep. And so what's your position with Koch Chemie?
Yeah, so I am our national sales director. I oversee pretty much all sales on key accounts. I live in the Northeast, so originally when we launched, I was our Northeast sales manager. So that was like Virginia to Maine, and now I'm kind of overseeing all key accounts, handling all of our regional managers on our team, and also their area sales managers, which are people within certain regions that are selling our products and going and doing local events and that kind of stuff. So nice. Pretty much overseeing everything and continuing to grow our brand. We're across the whole country, obviously, with the right kind of distribution networks and stuff. But we're really a lot more eastern side of the U.S. On the ground wise right now, and we're slowly growing westward. So it's super exciting.
That is awesome. Now, the launch event last year with Koch Chemie brought the chemicals over to the U.S. What's just a brief history of these chemicals, where they come from?
Yeah, so in 1968, the business was founded by Hans Koch. He was the original founder. He was somebody that was looking to kind of create a brand that solved some problems in the detail and paint and body industry. So it was always a very big, compound, polish kind of backed business, and then he started getting more involved in some chemicals. The brand continued to grow in the 70s and 80s to where it is today. So we have almost 60 years of history over in Germany. We're located in Unna, Germany, and we do everything in-house. Everything's R&D'd and produced, bottled, and sold by us only. Everything's made over there except for the foam and the pads, obviously, but everything else is made in our factory in Germany, and we ship it to over 60 countries across the world. And our latest big thing has been, obviously, Andrew and myself and the rest of Team KCX has made a staple home here in the U.S. So we have our subsidiary division, sister division, daughter division, whatever you want to call it, in Atlanta, Georgia. And we are selling all of the products to the United States, selling it and shipping it out of Atlanta. So we're really just container boating everything over here, nice. and then moving it locally in the U.S. Via freight.
I started using the compounds and polishes and some of the chemicals this past year, and really have grown to love them. So, to be honest, we were chatting about this before with the compounds and polishes. They were sitting on the shelf for a while, and I didn't really give them a fair chance. But the moment I really started working with them and using them, I really saw some awesome results. So if you're interested in any of those compounds and polishes, I do have some videos on those. So either check in the cards or in the links below, and you can pick some of that stuff up for yourself and see it in action as well. But what we're going to do today is go over these 4 different shampoos that are here in the US from Koch Chemie. They have more, obviously, but these are the 4 ones that we have now in the US, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So they all have different things going on with them, different pH levels, different reasons for using them. So just a brief overview, starting with this one here, which, and then go from there.
So Nano Magic Shampoo has been here a little bit. GSF has obviously been our first one that was brought. Nano Magic, I have it lined up this way simply just because it is the lowest pH that we have. It is meant to maintenance wash your car or simply use as a wash, because obviously the term maintenance usually goes along with the car is protected or coated with something. This is 5.5 pH. What I love to, when I talk about this product, not to dive down too long of a chat, but this product wasn't really made to be 5.5 pH. So it's a foaming soap, very high foaming capability. It has a polymer sealant built into it, so it is a wash and a wax. There's a scent in there and some other things. So once all of that kind of is produced, the foamer and all of the scent and everything, it's all churned up, mixed together in a big vat. That's where the pH level fell. So it really wasn't, created to be a 5.5 pH soap and be a little bit lower in pH than GSF. It's just kind of how it ended up falling. It is the only soap we have that actually has a polymer sealant built into it. So that is Nano Magic Shampoo. It's available in the 1 liter bottle like I brought here, and then also this 5 liter jug. Pricing usually is a little bit more feasible in our 5 liter jugs. I will say that too. It usually can save you up to about 15% per item. Just because of the you're buying in bulk.
Awesome. Yeah, and I was using that recently. I actually have a TikTok video using that soap on our Lexus because we do have some protection on it. But I used it basically like a snow foam because the car was just washed a few days ago. And it had pollen on it, so we blew off the pollen, foamed it, let it dwell for a little bit, washed it off, and everything brought back the beating, the protection. So it was actually very, very impressive.
And all of our soaps, we only had GSF here for a while as we were creating SDS and getting more SKUs brought over to the US. So they're all bucket soaps if you want them to be. Obviously, it looks good on camera, and usually we're foaming it all the time. But all of these can be used either in a foam gun or in a bucket form.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's the Nano one. This one was the Gentle Snow Foam that you mentioned. This was the first one to the US. So what's up with that one? Yeah,
so this one is 7 pH. We have that as our first soap here. It's the leading soap sold around the world for us. It's safe on ceramic coatings. It's not going to strip or clog, a coating or even a wax. It's right in that pH level where you don't have to worry about that. Great foaming capability, super slick. It's just everything that you could possibly want in a soap for use in a bucket, use in foam gun application, and really just you can use it in any form, whether it's maintenance or wash. It has a pretty good cleaning ability, obviously, but there was a little bit of for a while there until we had active foam here, which I'll go into next. People were adding some of our Green Star universal cleaner.
I was doing that.
Added to GSF just to give it a little more bite because that pH is neutral. So the more alkalinity you add, the more opportunity you have at fighting a lot more grime and cleaning it in more of a timely manner. So.
Exactly. Yeah. I remember doing that with that shampoo. Cool. So now we have 2 different ones, 2 different shampoos, new ones to the US. So what's up with these 2?
Yeah, so these are the 2 latest. This is super cool because it opens up even more doors for us in the detail world, which is what we're known for, obviously, but also in some car wash opportunity. You could use these in a foam gun if you were a self-service car wash owner, or even possibly one of the small in-bay automatic tunnels. Both of these have great scent added to them. These, by the way, have like a cherry smell. The active foam, if I could use it in the shower, it is just one of the best scents I think I've ever smelled. And there's a great scent in a lot of products that we have. It is like a cologne, like kind of woodsy smell. It's sandalwood is the scent that we added. So it's just such a good scent. 9.5 pH, so it's starting to step up the amount of alkalinity to give you a lot more cleaning ability. If you're trying to go on more of kind of a less mechanical approach and less touchless approach, great soap for that as well. And again, the price point. Well, I should say it is only available in 5 liter, just like the Super Foam. So these 2 have smaller 1 liter options. These 2 are only 5 liter, and then once we bring more of our car wash line over, you will be able to buy those in 20 liter. So it's basically a 5 gallon.
Okay. That's awesome. And actually I noticed these. I think I over diluted them. Or under diluted them, like I made a strong mixture. And it's very, very slick and it's really, really foamy. So I think a little bit goes a long way with this. What's the dilution ratio
Usually on all of these, anywhere from like 100 to like 150 to 1 is usually, I think, probably a pretty good dilution. But as you know, maybe everybody doesn't know, but there's so many variables when you don't know sometimes what machine they're using, what foam gun they're using. Are they, some guys you see putting a foam gun right on these and they're foaming around. I'm like,
there's so much waste.
Great, but,
I know.
So
the quality of your water too.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of variables there. But for the most part, generally I say 4 capfuls or 5 capfuls or so, maybe up to 50 mils if you're bucket washing. Anywhere from 100 to 150 to 1 in like 1,000 milliliter MTM, for example. I like 100 to 1 in that. If you want it super foamy because you're doing a video or you're simply just that's what you're looking for, then you can go up to 150 or even more. It's really up to you. But that's usually what I say for these.
Okay, cool. I generally, just my own thing, I usually do roughly 2 ounces I only fill up those foam cannons maybe halfway. So 16 to 20 ounces. That's a pretty strong dilution ratio. So I can probably tone that back and do like 1 ounce to 16-ish ounces. But of course, also when it comes out of any of our foam cannons, it dilutes it more. And I wish there was a way to figure out how it dilutes it out of those foam cannons, but it's really hard to kind of judge because of all the pressure and all the variables that you said. But anyway, I mean, I think it's probably safe to do 1 ounce to even 32 ounces in the foam cannon to keep it super simple, and you'll get plenty of cleaning power and foam out of that one. So that one's the active foam. Okay, so now we have this one here, the SFN.
Super foam is it's super foam NTA, I think is what it. NTA is it usually all of our products have kind of in short letters to basically say the name of the word, but put it in like our chemistry square, like we have on our big chart of periodic table. So SFN is what this is known as, superfoam. It is a product again that is geared towards the car wash end of things. Very great scent, very high foam, very cheap product. In comparison to all of these, Superfoam and Actifoam are actually cheaper than these two. So they are geared for great performance and at a low cost. You don't need to use it all the time too in the detail world. It is 12 pH, so normally under 5 or over 12 is a big no-no when you have a coated car. So 12 pH is at the top of that lineup of if you have some severe issues you're trying to fix with your car after vacation, heavy bugs, or you went somewhere and it got all mudded up in the wheel wells or something, use it. But I wouldn't use it every wash. It's just too much pH level.
Exactly.
The scent again is phenomenal. It is papaya scented. That's the scent that we added into that. Again, similar in your in your range of how you're going to dose that out. You could use it in a bucket, but again, the biggest thing with that is in the foam application, and it could be pump or like a foam gun on a pressure washer. The dwell time on that's awesome because that's what you're letting that do, is letting it eat, as we say all the time. That's exactly what that product is going to be doing.
That's awesome.
It can remove heavy dirt buildup, even some iron deposits. We've seen it bleed a little bit. It's phenomenal how high that alkaline is and how well it works.
Okay, good to know. So these you could use basically like a snow foam or a pre-wash as well. Okay, that's really good, because I had some ideas about putting these in, say, like the big IK foamer. We usually put just an APC in there, super clean or whatever, economical type of all-purpose cleaner in that. But using these may actually even be better. You don't need to use a lot for this, and you don't need that super thick shaving cream soap for doing pre-wash. I was doing some testing myself and found, and from other of my viewers also explained, that having a more runny foam for a pre-wash is better. It allows it to actually hit the grime and actually start to pull it down, which is cool. And now for mobile guys, doing a pre-wash like that, waiting for 5+ minutes is not always ideal if you're doing it in full sun. So I preach that a lot, saying, your pre-washes when it comes to mobile, type stuff, you got to act quickly, you got to work fast. So you got to kind of determine what works best for you in that situation. But in ideal conditions, pre-washing and letting this sit for like 5+ minutes and then rinsing off can get a lot of cleaning action on the paint. So that's cool. All right, so what we can do is play around with these soaps, and perhaps what we can do is use one of these. Now I know you were traveling with your Jeep and you got some tar or grease or grime on the driver's side.
Nasty looking, like gunky, like construction kind of tar, grease on the driver's side in a couple spots. So
yeah, because we have a lot of construction going around here. So there's dump trucks and all sorts of junk on the road. So now you have your vehicle coated too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. We can use one of these to pre-wash that, and then we can wash it down. Let's wash that. We'll kind of wash and talk, and we'll talk about some more products that might be coming this way to the US from Koch Chemie, and we'll go from there. So let's get going. What we're going to plan to do, I'm going to use the IK, the Foam Pro 12. We're going to mix up some active foam and put about a gallon diluted in here and use this as our pre-wash. Okay, so what we're going to do, we have the 1 gallon here, and we're doing some math here to figure out exactly what we want to do. Roughly, we're going to do a 1 to 60-ish ratio, which means about 2 ounces to 128 gallons. Roughly. We're not going perfect ratios here, but roughly that's what we're going to use for the pre-wash. We'll see how much foam we get from that. And we're going to try to go for a more runny foam than a super thick foam. Yep, you can pour it in there. I didn't put the water in yet.
That was the reason I delayed. I'm just so used to mixing this for foaming application. I forgot that we were soaking.
And if you want, you can even fill that up again just to rinse it out and pour it in there. I'm going to fill up a separate water jug, about a gallon, and then put it in there. I think what I'm going to do also is use warm water, because warm water really helps the cleaning power. That stuff smells really good. That is like a cologne body wash. Yeah, my wife is sensitive to smell, so she doesn't quite like it, but I do. I like scented products like this.
How I was saying earlier, we were laughing because, I have been involved in the car wash industry for 10 professional years of my career as well. So I've always been a car wash tunnel guy, even though half of the people right now are probably shrieking to hear that. But
hey, we all got our start.
When you go, maybe people don't know, but when you go through a car wash tunnel and you're in your car riding through, that initial wave of like the scent that kind of hits you inside the car. I mean, imagine that. Yeah. Coming through your vents or into the dash.
Yeah, it smells luxurious.
What are they using here? It's almost like you're in the shower.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice luxurious smell. So this is all mixed up. We're going to pump it up and we'll get to pre-washing. Okay, the beauty of these IK foamers is you can fill it up with your air compressor. So it has the little Schrader valve here. You just fill it up until the safety valve pops and everything is fine. So there's no over compensating with the air and damaging anything. The little valve here pops up. So such an awesome thing. So we have our pre-wash all diluted, ready to go in here. Let's take a look at the vehicle. Okay, so here's Jason's Jeep, and getting a couple of 100 miles, or I guess maybe thousands of miles, right? We have some greasy tar junk from the roads on here, and there's some up here as well. Overall, I mean, it's not really bad looking. It is coated, and it's looking pretty clean. We have little tar bits right there as well. We are going to do a pre-wash on a lot of the bottom sections because it needs it. And then we'll do a regular wash with probably the Nano shampoo. We'll foam it up and wash it from there. Is there more stuff up front?
There's a lot of bugs.
Oh, bugs!
Down from Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, lots of bug guts. Oh, look at that.
I do know this isn't PPF'd. I do know of some chips that we'll see once we get that cleaned off. But for the most part, there's a lot of bugs on there.
There's a lot of bugs. Okay, good. We'll see the cleaning power of this. Just to briefly talk about the rinsing and the pre-wash method. Everybody kind of has their own methods about it. I gear a lot of this information towards mobile detailers because that's my past. When you have a vehicle like this that you're working in full sun, you don't have shade, your vehicle might be extremely hot because it's been sitting in a parking lot or something like that and you're about to work on it. Do you pre-rinse it first, or do you just go right to applying your pre-wash or your foam or something like that to kind of, start to soften tar and bugs and junk? there's something to say about your variables. You got to think about all that stuff, because if you just put the pre-wash onto hot paint without rinsing it, are you going to get good cleaning power? Yeah, possibly, but you got shorter work times. The paint's really hot. It's just a recipe for disaster. It's not really good. So you got to gauge what you're doing. If you're in shade, the car is cool to the touch, then sure, you can skip the rinsing and just go right to the pre-wash. So that depends on the variables and your situation. So you have to make that judgment call. You got to problem solve and figure out, what do you need to do? In this case, is it really hot? Is the paint really hot? Can we just pre-wash it without rinsing it? What do you think?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
I'm sorry. I was letting you. Yeah, it's pretty warm, so I would definitely rinse.
Okay, let's rinse first.
Yep.
All right, I got my pressure washer fired up, and I am using hot water in here. You can use cool water, it doesn't matter. It's still going to cool down the panel, because once it comes out of the gun, it's dramatically cooler. But it is going to help with the cleaning factor. So let's rinse this section, and I'll rinse the back section there, and then we're going to pre-wash. Whoa, that's nice. So if you were working in hot sun, this is going to cool it down. Water from your trailer will be nice and cool. Now that it's rinsed, cooled down, let's apply the pre-wash. Oh, I love this thing.
I'm going heavy.
Oh wow, that's made a pretty thick foam. I wanted it more runny, but we could have actually diluted it more.
Yeah, that's what I said. This stuff.
Wow.
It's insane, right? I mean, let me just do one little up close.
Wow, that's really thick. Okay.
I mean, it just kind of sits.
Okay, so for 1 gallon, you can put 1 ounce or less.
Yeah.
And that's plenty.
If you, like you were saying, you wanted to be pre-soaking.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you can get a lot out of that 5 liter.
You can.
Especially if you're doing this kind of washing. I know you're a big pre-soak guy.
Yeah.
You know, being that this is so much foam capability, it'll really go a long way for you.
That's awesome. Maybe I'll add another gallon of water in here, and we can make it a little bit more runny. But I mean, as you can see, it's starting to pull. It'll pull stuff. The way the foam will pull it down. But it is nice to have it a little bit runnier. But man, that stuff is awesome. I'm gonna just rinse down the whole side. Nice.
You want me to do the whole side?
Yeah.
This time?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on that car there, and then.
Yep. There we go. For mobile guys, this IK foamer is, I think, a must-have. The size to be able to put that much product in there, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible. It hasn't lost any of its.
Yeah.
You know.
You're having fun with that foamer.
I know this is pressured, with the airline, but I mean, yeah, you would think that it'd be losing some. There's nothing.
Yeah.
You can feel it in the handle.
It's awesome. Yeah, you can definitely feel that pressure. That is nice. Cool. So we're going to let that dwell. And yes, we are in full sun, but it's not super, super hot out. So what I'm going to do is also rinse the bumper, front bumper. And this will knock off a lot of the bugs, just rinsing it alone. But let's put that foam to work also. Nice. Awesome. All right, we'll let that dwell. You can see it is, even the weight of the foam here, it is starting to kind of drag down the paint. That's going to carry a lot of grit and particles and grime and traffic film, break stuff down and really clean well. Now we focused on here because there was that tar on there. Let's see, so it's still down here, right here. I mean, it softened it right up, blasted it right off. So the less contact you can have, we could have taken a wash mitt or whatever and smudged that, or a towel or whatever, but this way it's just safer, and it just blasted it right off. It's a teeny bit of residue right there, but that's easily taken care of with the contact wash. So that's not going to mess anything up. And the coating, still perfectly intact. Cool. And we have that little bit of tar. Yep, that got the majority of it. Teeny bit still there, but no problem. That'll wash off. Now, once again, dwell time is going to matter if you are in full sun and heat and all that stuff. Typically with our APC rinses, it's like 60 seconds or so. Oh wow, you can see it eating up the bugs. Eating up the bugs. Look at that, it's like dissolving it. All right. Oh wow. Yep, that just blasted it right off. Oh, that's a little chip right there. Yeah. That cleaned off bugs extremely well. So, I mean, you really don't need a separate bug remover. This stuff works extremely well. The smell, oh yeah. Your whole like working environment out here just smells so nice. Okay, so I'm gonna rinse down the rest of it really quick. Basically, we pre-washed those sections because it did have the grime towards the bottom. Let's foam it down and wash it with the Nano Magic shampoo. All right, now we're gonna mix up some of the Nano Magic. I'm gonna rinse out my foam cannon.
1 ounce. 1 ounce is on there, so.
Oh, perfect. Oh, so that's 1 ounce. Oh, perfect. Another cool thing about the Nano Magic shampoo is for the protective qualities that it leaves behind. A lot of wash and wax shampoos don't really have the greatest foaming ability. This one actually does, and it actually does leave protection behind, like I demonstrated on our own vehicle. We have the cool dilution filler cap here, which is very, very handy. So basically you just squeeze it, right?
Yep. Squeeze it up to...
Right up to that red, perfect.
Well, it's gonna just fill, yeah. If you go over that, even if you want to show them, you can go above that and it's gonna go back into the bottle.
Oh, it is.
Go ahead, squeeze more, now let go. It fixes it.
Oh, that's the coolest thing.
Yeah. So then you'll pop this top right here and pour it right into your...
That is awesome. Very nice. I like that. Yep. That's very cool. So these Pro Blend things, they're worth it. Yeah, about halfway. All right, good to go. You want to do the honors? We're going to make Jason wash his own car.
You take that?
Yep. Sweet. That is the perfect consistency.
Yeah.
You can see the coating on the wheels rejecting, the coating on the paint rejecting. Nice. Yeah, that's a nice consistency. If we can get the pre-wash to do that, that's what you want. How much do we have left in there? Is there only just a little bit left? Oh, not bad at all.
Not bad.
Okay. Nice. Actually, I like to foam up our wheel bucket. If you foam up the wheel bucket with the foam cannon, it's a little mobile detailer's trick.
Just straight up like it is here?
Yep. It'll make a little bit of a mess, but yep. There we go. This helps limit some of the kickback that we get with our brushes. I'm going to put some nice soft brushes in there too, because you got black, nice wheels.
A little bit. I'll just put a little more.
Yeah. Now, I was learning some of the chemistry about some of the soaps too, that, you know, they have good water softening abilities and kind of water conditioning abilities. And, you know, with some of these soaps, especially for my mobile guys, any issues with, you know, if soap dries like it is, like this in the sun?
I haven't had anything yet that has been super alarming. Nothing that couldn't be, you know, obviously fixed in an extreme condition. Like an amateur just getting it and using super foam in extreme heat and not really reading about how to use it. Those kinds of items really come up. A lot of our base of our customers pretty much know what they're doing, and it's a pro level product. So
yeah,
I haven't had any issues, fortunately, yet. But if something comes up, there's nothing that really couldn't be fixed with a polisher.
Yeah, okay, that's good. I've noticed with a lot of these shampoos, even with, you know, heat and all of that on the paint, that it doesn't cause any issues. You know, it's usually cheaper soaps that are using poor quality surfactants and salts and all that stuff that you might run into some issues. But these seem to be really, really nice shampoos that you don't have to worry about. If it dries in the paint, it can just be reactivated with water. It's not going to cause any major issues. So that's good. That's a good thing for our mobile detailers especially. And I'm basically going to wash this with the shampoo that was in the bucket because we foamed up the bucket and I don't need much cleaner. Maybe for the tires I'll put a cleaner, but soft mitts and brushes for these wheels. And I got this nice one from Work Stuff, so this will, oh wow, man, this stuff is slick. Whatever coating you put on the wheels, it is awesome. It's the same as the paint or a different one?
It's the same, yeah.
It's the same one?
Yep.
Oh, I mean, that is awesome.
5-to-1.
Ooh, yes, 5-to-1. The stronger dilution.
I knew I had it mixed better.
Yeah. Oh, that is beautiful. Look at the beading on that. That's awesome. All right, we just finished washing it. I'm using DI water. That's why we're not worried about drying it, because we're able to talk. But you may have noticed that there is a coating on here, both the paint, the plastic, and the gloss black wheels. Do you want to know what type of coating this is or what it is?
I was steering away from announcing it, but then I told him when we were finished the wash process, I'm like, it almost seems like I'm not saying what it is. It's just because obviously we don't have our ceramic all-around coating here yet in the U.S. So this is the ceramic all-around version 1 on this car. The second version is just a little bit of some changes we had to make to ship it over water over here to the US, but it was yielding really, really great results in a 2-year coating. So I'm super excited to put that product on the next car that I have my hands on it. This is the original version, which we've never sold here. We haven't even created an SDS sheet for it. It's simply over in Europe and in other parts of the world. But ceramic all around in the name is exactly what it is. It's meant to be put on anything but glass. So it is on my trim, it's on my paint, it is on my wheels like he had said. It's 75 milliliters of product. I wish I had a bottle in my hand, but I'm just showing you. The bottle size is 100 milliliter. So 75 mil of product for transport and stuff for it to gas, and we leave a little bit in there of room. The most beautiful part of this is because of that size and because of course, what you do. If you're doing a bunch of large trucks and you're doing the trim, the rims, I get it. But say we're yielding about 3 or 4 cars out of that bottle. Yeah. Even more over in Europe. Obviously, cars are smaller over there and stuff. But out of those 3 or 4 cars, I will say you're looking at like maybe a $30 to $50 price per car for that. Yeah. 18 to 24 months, they say, 1-layer application. The hazing on it, the flashing on it is relatively slower compared to other coatings, and really it's just an easy wipe on, wipe off coating. I would say that you could dual layer it, but that doesn't mean now it's 4 years. It's probably a safe 2-year coating in exquisite results.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny, we're joking around this, and full disclosure, he put what, 35,000 miles since you put the coating on?
No, I wish I.
Oh, that's total miles.
Total, but we were talking about my vehicle.
Yeah.
Total miles. So far, I'd probably say there's about going into May, probably about like 15,000 miles on it. So
okay.
Far. Yeah.
Okay.
So I do drive this Jeep a good bit. It's a 2020, but I got it at the end of 2020 into 21. So moving around the country and driving in the eastern states and stuff. So I live in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So I do drive this car a good bit, but it's been withstanding everything. As you can see, the beating's great, and it's really been a joy to have on my car.
I'm actually very impressed with the wheels because, being in Pennsylvania, I'm sure you get the salt and junk in the road. The coating was applied, what, in January-ish?
End of December. I got the car serviced, and then I didn't, so it sat indoors for a week or so, and then I ended up doing the coating sometime first week of January. Okay.
Yeah. So it's been 5-ish months, or not 5-ish months, but 4-ish months.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, the wheels, everything, that when we were rinsing it, incredible results. Now, some may say it's a 2-year coating, it's not really a pro level coating. Don't be fooled. You can make a ton of money in your professional detailing business with a 2-year coating. Don't be fooled. If you're getting results like this, your customer is going to be so happy. So usually at the end of the 2-year mark, it needs some freshening up. You know, it's going to need clay barring. There's going to be some stuff stuck to it. Start over. You know, start the process over and redo it. And if you can change the same, you know, charge the same amount or less, whatever, to keep that customer happy. Coatings like this can make you a lot of money in your business. And it doesn't have to be the pro 9-year warranty type of coating. These are amazing. Now, another cool thing, again, full disclosure, you try to wash it, you know, yourself, but you do take it through some car washes.
I was going to say that. I'm the worst. So I'm a busy guy. I was saying this earlier when we were mixing some stuff. And I have a love for car wash tunnels. I was in that industry for a long time. I love to go in a new town and you know, obviously I want to pull up to a meeting that I'm in or pull up to a shop and my car look clean.
Yeah.
So I do run it through tunnel car washes a good bit. To look at the equipment and maybe meet the owner and see their detail shop, of course. But yeah, I kind of wash the car a good bit in car washes. Regularly. My son loves to ride through the one by my house. As a matter of fact, you might have caught the sticker on the windshield. It's a pass to go in as many times as I want.
Exactly.
I pay monthly for it. So,
yeah. But it's a great testimony to it.
Well, that too. Not that we're looking for any excuses here. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, a true testament of a great product. I do run it through a car wash a lot. So,
I
at
think
least once
it's amazing.
a week. I try to wash it on weekends just because I do love to still do that. But as of lately, because I've been super busy, that's been going through a car wash a lot more.
Yeah, and we say that because it's an amazing testimony to the coating itself. Even the wheels, there's no degradation of the coating on the wheels at all that I can see. And in the lower parts of the vehicle too, no degradation. It's working extremely well. So you know, the reality of it is some of your customers are going to do that too. They just can't help it. If they can't make it to you back, you know, within 3 months for a maintenance program, you can't wash it every 2 weeks for them. It's just, there's no profit in that. So you know they're going to do stuff like that, bring it through a car wash. But it's okay. You know, as long as they're happy and the coating is performing, that's really the whole point of it. So everything is nice and washed and rinsed, but look, this is my fault. A few areas I actually missed. Here, let's get the focused. A little bit of like residue that didn't get rinsed off completely. That's just my fault from just rinsing. Oh yeah, some spots there too. Yep. Just because we're, you know, washing and talking. But if you ever do run into those problems, there's a product for that.
Yeah, Finish Spray Exterior, FSE. It's available in the 1-liter bottle and also our 5-liter jug. So this product has a line scale remover built right into it. It's basically just a quick detailer, so you can be used on pretty much anything. And it's multi-use, of course, if you're just using it to dust your car down or using it to wipe off something on the inside, whatever. Nice. But basically, for it to work the way that it works to its best, you know, why it was created, is we've added a line scale remover in there. So I'm just simply going to spray my tile down a little bit here, and you can see how it can work. Now, of course, this has just been put on, so it should probably make quick work of this, but if you had some water spotting on glass or something, maybe in a door jamb, short period of time, and really allow that water to harden, you can actually spray this direct and actually kind of watch it emulsify the hard water. Yeah, it's really a great product.
Oh yeah.
So, great smell, of course.
I noticed it. Got kind of a fruity smell. Yeah, so there you can see a little bit of the residue. It's just a little bit of residue that just wasn't fully rinsed off or you know, toweled off. That's just from the shampoo
like
drying.
Spray.
Yeah. Nice. So there you can see it. Yeah, focuses in on the spray. And you can kind of let it sit there a little bit, and then you can just wipe it off.
So for all you guys that, I'm always obviously big in talking about our chemistry. For all you guys out there that may want to know, this is in, because of the lime scale remover, in like a 2.5 pH level product. So for things like this that we just did, great, you know, to let it just sit and dwell, and using it all the time regularly on a coated vehicle, something you might want to make sure that you're aware of that.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, acidic products on water spots like this on a coating actually are good to unclog it too. If you do notice that your coating is starting to just sheet and it looks like it failed, it's usually not failure. It's usually just clogging. So you use a water spot remover like this type of a product, and it should remove that top layer of scaling, we call it, and should bring back the hydrophobics of your coating. So yeah, it could be a really good maintenance product as well. Wow, that made a big difference. Now it's super smooth again. Oh, that's nice. And the paint, look, it's clear, perfectly clear. So yeah, in case you get a little bit of residue like that, not a problem. So we have some water spots here on the glass as well. We have a little bit of water spotting there too, just a little bit of residue. And once again, that detailer will take care of that because it's just some either light soap or water residue. And even though we rinsed with DI water, sometimes it just happens. It's just some of the residue that maybe wasn't washed off completely. Oh yeah, beautiful, see? Easy peasy.
I'm gonna have gloves on.
Oh my goodness. I can't put gloves on anymore. I get contact. I have people yelling at me all the time.
They yell at me all the time.
I can't wear gloves because I get really bad contact dermatitis.
Yeah.
Literally one day of wearing gloves, and if I sweat in them, I'm done for like 6 months because my hands will break out and they won't heal for like 6+ months. It's ridiculous. In one video I actually showed it because I didn't want to show like close up. Yeah. But you know, it was really bad that one day. My thumb was like cracking from it, and I showed it on film, and I'm like, you know what? This is why I don't wear gloves. You want to look at this? This is from not wearing gloves. It's disgusting. That's why. And it hurts too. Like, it's not just looking bad. It like bleeds, cracks. It kills my hands.
I thought it worked out really good too to mention the coating.
Oh, I think so.
I mean, it's going to come over at the end of the year.
Oh,
perfect. I just hate talking about it like when we don't have it, but I think that was a good way to kind of, hey, this is the version that we don't have.
Yeah, exactly.
We made it to be better.
Yeah.
Why would I not say that? I mean, look how good it's been working already.
Exactly. I think it's great. So we're going to dress the tires with some Plastar. Everything is nice and dry. We blow dried it with that giant Ego thing. Oh yeah, nice stuff.
A little goes a long way with this too.
Yeah.
You'll see once the sponge kind of starts to soak up a little bit more. And this looks really good right now. For all you matte finish guys, this does soak in, and it's just a nice sheen, very clean tire. You're just seeing it go on right now, freshly applied. There's no silicone in this too.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good.
The version we have here in the US is silicone free. There is a Plastar silicone over in Europe that we may bring over, but obviously our base of customers thus far hasn't really even asked us for it. This works really, really well. The super wet, glossy tire thing is kind of starting to go away a little bit. And,
it is. Very few customers really like that.
Yeah, and this is just, it's not going to sling. It's not going to run when it rains. It's just going to absorb into the tire. And like we were talking about earlier, the color thing, this is more of like a conserver part of our line. So this gray color. So this is actually working with the rubber right now and kind of creating almost like a small bond. Well, it is kind of like a bond for it to last. This will last on this tire for maybe up, I mean, with my driving, probably not that long, but up to like a month or two sometimes.
Nice.
So it does work to, you put it on plastic and trim, it will bond with that plastic, and you can actually feel it with the applicator almost kind of start to catch, and that's when you kind of know that it's starting to kind of adhere to the plastic for some longevity.
Oh, that's cool. That's good to know. Another good thing for mobile detailers, this stuff, because it doesn't sling, it dries really quick, as you can see. I mean, within the 2 minutes that we've been talking, it's pretty much already dried down, and it's not going to cause any slinging. So mobile guys, you're working quickly, you're working fast, and you need something that bonds quickly, that doesn't sling when the customer drives away. So yeah, some good stuff. The Jeep is beautiful now. Wheels and tires are cleaned, shined. The paint is looking fabulous. The coating, incredible. The paint is so slick, so smooth. We put that, what was that stuff called again?
FSE?
FSE, yes, that
Finish
stuff.
spray exterior.
Finish spray exterior. All right, good. So we put that on there, took care of any of the light water spots and any of the little residue, but this thing is looking amazing. So those 4 shampoos that we showcased, amazing. The Nano Magic one, of course, you saw. We'll showcase other ones on our channel, so stay tuned. But the Active foam as well. Amazing as a pre-wash. You see how it really ate up the bugs, removed that greasy tar junk that was on the paint, and it's basically a touchless pre-wash. One of the most important things when washing your vehicle is that pre-wash. Many different ways to do it. You could do it this style as we showed with a pump canister. You can do it with your foam cannon. So you can do whatever works for you and your procedure and your method, but this one turned out amazing. So thank you, Jason, for coming up and visiting us.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah.
And showcase some of these products and talk shop about them as well. It's always nice to have someone who knows the chemical makeup and all the information about these products. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, all the products, the tools will be listed down below. For my fellow mobile detailers, I hope this information was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. How about we go get lunch or a drink somewhere?
Sounds good to me.
All right, take care, guys.
See you guys, thanks.